Hello and welcome back. What you're about to watch is an abridged version of my interview with Blue. Blue was so generous and gracious with her time that she was able to sit down with me for an hour-long interview where we talked about a multitude of different topics, from showmances, behind the scenes and messy moments that were cut from the edit, and much, much more. She was so funny as well as so candid with her comments and her answers to my questions. And I just want to say again, thank you so much to Blue for this incredible interview. If you would like to see the full hour-long interview, you can go check it out on my Patreon, available to the $3 and $5 tier patrons. When you sign up for either one of those two tiers, you will not only get access to this interview, but so much more exclusive content over on my Patreon. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section below, and without further ado, here's some of my interview with Blue. Hello and welcome everyone. We have the OG kitty purr with her boots down here talking to me about her experience on the Challenge 41. I'm here with the Blue Kim. Thank you so much for being here. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you so much for having me. That intro is crazy. You did your research. That's wild.
I did the research enough that I found an article where somebody asked you about it and they were still confused even after you explained it to them. And I was like, it's pretty
Listen,
self-explanatory.
the girls who get it, and the girls who don't, you don't. I don't know what to tell you. How can I explain it anymore?
Well, I am very thankful that you agreed to sit here and talk with me on a bright and sunny day that you have. So I just really appreciate it. I wish it was under better circumstances instead of you being eliminated.
I don't know. Anytime when I'm with you, it's going to be a good day. So you know what? I'll take it.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But before we get to what happened in this episode, I want to go back to the beginning. The Challenge Vets and New Threats is your first TV show since your Big Brother season. Were you looking to get back into reality TV when the challenge gave you the call / DM?
Yes, honestly, I kind of figured, going through like the Big Brother world and everything, I kind of figured I was going to get a call for the challenge. I wasn't like putting all my money behind it because obviously at the end of the day, I'm not part of recruiting and all that. So I didn't really know, but I was like, you know what? If anyone were to get called, there's a good possibility that it's me. So I was like really anxious and I was waiting very eagerly for that DM. And then once I got it, I was like, I got it. Like I knew there was a couple Big Brother, especially BB25 contestants that got an initial call. And so, when I was like talking to everyone about it, and some people got dropped in the process or like were alternates in the process, I was like, okay, like Blue Kim's coming back. I beat out a good amount of people to be on the show. So I was really excited for it.
Oh, that's got to be a huge like confidence boost to be like, oh, I made it past X, Y, and Z to get all the way up here. You in America were able to get in. That's awesome.
Exactly. I know, and especially because we're both women, right? And so, I mean, last time I checked, but we're both women, and the other people who I know got a call and didn't make it were both male contestants. So I was like,
Hmm.
you know what? 1 point for the girls today. Like we made it through, and some of the people didn't. So
That's incredible. How familiar were you with the challenge before being on this season?
it's one of those things where, like, similar to Big Brother, I actually didn't know too much about it.
Mhm.
Obviously, being in the reality TV realm after Big Brother, I learned so much more about different TV shows because I'm not necessarily a reality TV girl. That's not how I spend my off days. But once I got the DM, I started catching up. I started
Mhm.
watching some of the shows. I watched your YouTube videos and listened to your podcast. But there came a point where once I was watching it, it stopped being for research purposes and it was strictly entertainment only. Like I got so hooked on the challenge where I can't really say the same about Big Brother. Like Big Brother, I
Mhm.
was watching the entire thing strictly for research purposes. Like I don't know what it is, but something about like Big Brother editing, no tea, no shade, it's just so boring. Like I literally
Yeah.
can't watch it. And even with you said, yeah, it is. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. But it's just one of those things where, like, if it wasn't for the live feed components, I don't think I'd be like tuning into Big Brother as much. But the challenge, girl, like the fact that like people bring out so much drama from like years prior, decades prior, and also just like they have do on the challenge, like all the crazy daily challenges that they have to plan for the twists and turns and whatever, whatever. I just find that to be very entertaining. So yeah, there was a point of the challenge where I stopped watching for note-taking research purposes, and I was just watching just to be like, said what now? Banana said, huh? Cara Maria said, what about Laurel? Like I was so tuned in. It was kind of crazy.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's something with Big Brother where it's like there's so many episodes, and then two, yeah, the
Yes.
live feeds and the editing can feel so drastically different from the experiences that you can get
Yes.
there from it.
Yes.
Real quick, I do have a
Yes.
question about before a single preview or anything gets dropped on us. So there was a lot of discussion about the cast photos. Could you please describe to us what instructions you were given and what the photo shoot was like? So you were talking about it a little bit, but when you were finally in the house and kind of starting to relax, getting your stuff settled in, who were some of the people that you were just like gelled with right away?
Good question. So luckily for me, because I did end like middle towards the end, I was like, none of the rooms are gonna be available. Like I'm just gonna have, the whatever what is it, the small pickings or whatever. Like
Oh
I'm just
yeah.
gonna get the pick. Yeah, I'm just gonna get whatever is gonna be there. So when I entered the house, the first person that was right there was Nani. And Nani and Ashley M were two people that I was like, I really love them. Like when I was watching the challenge, there was a couple people that I just really adored. Ashley, Nani, Nerese is one of them. Killa Cam is another. Like those are the people, Amber B, those are the people that I watch and I like genuinely really liked. So seeing like Ashley M and Nani being on this season, I was like so like I was fangirling. I was like so starstruck. It was crazy. And right before the mountain challenge, when we had a little bit of free time while they were setting up the cameras, both Ashley and Nani came up to me and was like, "Oh my God, you're blue. You were my favorite on your season of Big Brother." I was screaming internally. I was probably screaming externally too, knowing me. I was like, but going into the house, me freaking out about my rooms, Nani grabs me and she's like, "Come to my room. We have an open bed." And I was like, "Okay, perfect." So it was me with five other vet women, which was like such an ideal position for a rookie to be in.
Hmm.
But it was me, Aviv, Michaela, Nani, Ashley M, and Anissa. I can't count. That was five. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was all of us, and it was like such a great time. But I think I gelled with like Ashley really well. I gelled with Nani really well. Anissa, obviously my Big Brother crew, like America, Cedric, and then Justin, of course. Justin's my girl. Like I feel like I had a pretty good social standing.
Your TikTok video, which I think is the same one that was on your Instagram, or a similar one that was on your Instagram
Yes.
with your funeral for your
My
elimination, which
funeral.
I thought that was incredible, by the way. Um,
You.
in the video, I think I saw some text that you said that some people were getting help from other contestants or was cheated on the puzzle. Was that the case? That
Yes, dude. So many people on the challenge cheat. Like, I don't know. I think it's one of those things where, like, listen, I'm down to cheat too, I guess, but like, I don't know. Like, it just doesn't sit right with me personally. I don't care if other people do it. Like, that's their business, whatever, go for it. But like,
Mhm.
me personally, I didn't do it. I like, we definitely had people like trying to help us out. Like when Johnny Bananas finished his puzzle, he looked at us and he said, "It's a mirror." So we knew it was a mirror. We knew that the under the car thing wasn't that serious, but production still made us like, after we like tried different combinations and still kept getting it wrong. They're like, "Okay, you guys have to like do a little lap back and forth." Like they didn't want us to just like keep doing different variations. So we knew it was a mirror. We were told that,
Mhm.
but people were cheating. Oh, I'm not gonna name names. I know people want me to name names so badly, but listen, like I just don't care enough. But there was groups that like literally looked at other people's finished completed puzzles, which is why they were able to finish theirs. And I was like,
Mhm.
that's just crazy. Like, I mean, listen, it's the challenge, it's the game, you got to do what you got to do, but it's just wild to me. Like, I don't know. I think even in the in one of the promos, TJ says something like, "There's something that I hate more than quitters, and it's cheaters." I was
Mhm.
like, "Y'all keep doing this. Like, that's crazy. I don't know. It's just not my type of game, but it is what it is."
I'm not surprised that there was cheating and that there was helping on the puzzle. I just feel like it's disappointing that it wasn't enforced not to help because it feels like the way that they constructed it, because that stuff isn't just like set up randomly in a dirt place for dune buggies and everything. Like the puzzles are set up high for a reason, and they were spread out enough that you would think that they were like trying to dissuade people from doing all of that stuff. So
Yeah,
it's
there was a
frustrating.
point. There was a point where, like, Nani at the end, once Nani and I think she was partnered with Jeremy at the time, but they were also trying to help us, and they're like, trying to like tell us, and then production was real quick to be like, no, 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 like you can't say anything, and we were getting so mad because we see other people like getting help, and we see other people like looking over at other people's like completed puzzles, so we're like, what's the deal here? Like, what? Like, who cares? But I understand at the end of the day, but yeah, I don't know. I thought it was crazy that people were just like able to see other people's puzzles, and we couldn't have one person just like telling us like it's a mirror.
In your social media post, you sounded surprised about the edit of the elimination. Did you feel like the 3 rounds didn't accurately show the physicality and how tough and taxing the elimination was between you and Tay?
I think they did a pretty decent job because there's so many good clips of me and Tay just like ramming into each other. They did that stupid dramatic like Tay's neck turning like The Exorcist. Like, they put a lot of good scenes, but I think like when I watched the first time, I was like, damn, that was it. Like it was such a like, and granted, I lived through it, but like it was such
Mhm.
a moment where like we were exhausted, like after every round, and this was like an hour and a half of us doing this because each round is 10 lasers for like 10 seconds each or something like that, whatever it was. So this took a really long time, and we were so winded after each round that the production team literally was yelling at us to like get up because we were like on the floor like dying. They're like, get up, like we're on a time crunch, like you guys have to get up and like keep playing, blah blah blah. And we're just so exhausted. So that's why I was a little shocked that they only put 3 of them, but I understand because like that was such a jam-packed episode. Like you weren't
Mhm.
gonna add all 5 rounds. But like you said on your video, I wish they just threw out the BOGO scene because that was just like kind of unnecessary, and just put like all of the scenes because like I think we had some really good runs, especially the Thai ones that they didn't show was
Mhm.
really neck and neck. Like we were really going at it with each other.
If they would have put at least one of the tied rounds, I think it would have shown how, like, because I will say that the edit that was presented, I feel like puts you in a little bit more of a bad light. I'm not like a really bad light, but like a
Yeah,
bad light
yeah.
towards the end where people, like, even on the Challenge Official podcast, where Devin was kind of shading, being like, oh, well, you quit. But I'm like, if you get the full context of all 5 rounds and going that long, like that is tough. And then on top of that, you
Yeah.
said you were minor concussed or had a minor
Yeah.
concussion on that. Like,
Yeah, Devin was like, girl, like, I'm surprised TJ didn't get on your ass because he hates quitters. I was like, TJ didn't get on my ass because I didn't quit. Like, that was the thing. Like, there was no quitting, like, fully concussed, minorly concussed, whatever. Like, I was gonna do that with my brain rattling inside my head, like that's just a no-brainer. But there comes a point where I was just like so winded. Like, we were going at it for like an hour and a half, like just running around slamming each other, and production had to like literally scold us and be like, you guys, they wanted it to be a cat and mouse game. They didn't want it to be like
mhm.
punching, sitting on each other, rolling around. They didn't want that, but we kind of made it into a WWE match, and we were just like pinning each other down, all this stuff. But yeah, like there was no quitting. Obviously, there was exhaustion, and like when it came down to the last round, and I counted, she beat me. I was like, am I gonna run around for? Like
Yeah.
this game isn't legendary. Like I'm not making history with this elimination. Like it is what it is. Like yeah, like she just won.
It did feel weird as well now that I'm thinking about it because they did put Gabe with his confessional being like, you got to keep going. She just gives up. And then TJ at the end, if it was really that big of a deal, he would have said something. But he was just like,
For sure.
you guys kicked, you did one hell of a job. And I hope they see you back. It's like, okay, so there was something that we're missing out of all of this. But um,
Yeah.
you did an incredible job, though. I mean, that
Thank
was you
you.
flipped her. You were running around. I mean, that was rough. I thought 3 rounds would have been tiring, but seeing your post and seeing that it was 5 rounds, that is crazy. And then doing
Dude,
it double time too.
hearing the words it was a tie was worse than hearing it was Tay's win. Like
Hmm.
genuinely, I would much rather have like 3 rounds of like 2 Tay, 1 blue, rather than 5 rounds of two ties. Like hearing the tie, her and I looked at each other like, bro, like you're telling us like one of us just needed one more. Like
Yeah.
that's crazy. But again, it was just such an evenly matched round, or a couple of rounds where it was like that's how dedicated we were. Like we were just like really going at it where we weren't letting each other get that last one.
The surprising thing is tying of the hands. Like how like so they wanted to tie the hands and put a bag over your hands. Is that to like dissuade you guys from like being able to grab each other and holding onto each other?
Yeah, so that was a little bit of a thing. Like I will like to be super frank, I want to say the first 3 rounds or so, like we were grabbing each other like through the bag. I ripped my duct tape and everything. Like we were fully grabbing each other. And the production team kept saying like stop grabbing each other, like that's not fair, blah 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 blah. So then by like the third round, I stopped grabbing her. I was like, you know what? Like, I don't need them to keep yelling at me. Like, I'm good. So like the first 3 rounds, we were both like grabbing each other, whatever. And by the third round, after the third round, I was like, okay, stop. And I like yelled at her. I was like, okay, stop grabbing me, stop grabbing me. And that's where a little bit of like the like at first the animosity came in. And I had people in the stands like Johnny Bananas, Michaela being like, if she's gonna cheat, cheat back. And listen, like I don't think she was like cheating like dangerously, whatever. Like she was just grabbing me and we were doing it
Mhm.
for the first 3 rounds. And I might have like told her and said, like, stop grabbing me. And like, adrenalines were high. Maybe she didn't hear me. But yeah, they like really didn't want us to like grab each other, which is why like they duct taped our hands and then put the bag over. And then we were also in like a jumpsuit situation,
Mhm.
which I was getting like so overheated because I don't like to get too hot, but it was just like so hot. Our arms were clasped. But yeah, they didn't want us to like grab each other and like sit on each other. And that's
Yeah.
essentially like what we were doing.
Sheesh, man. That seems like rough. I mean, you're going through this like physically demanding. You're at a certain point, like you were saying, she was grabbing you, but it was probably just like instinct of like I don't know what else to
Exactly.
do, and you're just going for it, and then you're over. That seems like a lot. That seems like a
Yeah,
lot for
because
your
like
first elimination.
when you're going against someone, your first instinct is to like someone's running towards like a laser. Your first instinct is to grab them and hold them back. So again, like I'm not like salty that she like cheated, nor am I claiming she cheated. It was just one of those things where like they told us not to do it. After a while, like I was like, all right, I'm not gonna do it, and it is what it is. But yeah, it's definitely instinct to just like grab and just like
Mhm.
pull back and like hold down, especially when it's like a laser situation.
This has been fantastic. I've really enjoyed getting to talk with you. I have one last question.
Woo! Yes, give it
If
to me.
if there is one other Big Brother alum you would love to see on the challenge, who do you want to see? Who do you think would do well?
Mm. Honestly, I really do believe my showman's Jared would do really, really well. Like, not only is he physically able to do the challenges compared to some of our other like Big Brother house guest. Like imagine Felicia. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
imagine
yeah.
Felicia on the challenge and like, I'm so sorry, girl. It's so funny. She called me for my birthday. She's like, I knew you were gonna get a call for the challenge. I'm so proud of you, blah blah. She's like, I could never do that show. And I was like, well, Felicia, there's a lot of reasons why you couldn't do that show. But yeah, like um, but I really do believe like Jared is physically able to do those challenges and do those challenges well. And on top of that, he's such a hothead. Like he is
Hmm.
such a hothead. He literally will say the most unhinged things. Like people still come up to me, like previous house guests, being like, "I just met Jared, and he said the craziest thing to me," and I'm like, "Ah, yeah, well, yeah, I that doesn't surprise me." So like, especially for a show like The Challenge, I think that's why me personally, I've done really well, and I've gotten like a pretty good edit, is because like Big Brother was such a show of like manipulation and backstabbing and like whispers. Which don't get me wrong, The Challenges also can
Hmm.
be in that direction, but The Challenge is way more up in your face, like upfront, confrontational, and that's just more my vibe. So I think like knowing him too, I think he would do a really good job.
So can we float out there? Like, if there's an X's season, you would be down?
Listen, I originally thought Challenge 41 was going to be an Exit season. Like I watched all the previous Exit seasons, even going back to like early challenge years to watch how like an Exit season go. Cause I thought it was going to be an Exit season, but I was very incorrect. But yeah, if there was an Exit season, I think that would be entertaining as hell. I think him and I together in the same room again. Oh, pause out. I think like, oh my God. Yeah, that would be so messy. Like, oh my God. Like I've seen him before and I love to make fun of him now because I think I'm such hot and he cannot touch me. Like, oh, I'm so above him. And, I still have my flowers for him and I still have like some care in the world for him too. But like, oh my God, him and I in a room together, I think we would be very entertaining. I think we would be very funny.
That'd be very, very interesting. But those are all the questions that I had.
Yay!
Thank you so much for sitting down with me and chatting about the challenge and your experience. It's been fantastic to meet you. I do want to just let you have the floor to say your social media or plug anything that you would like to plug to the audience.
Oh my God, yes. Well, y'all can find me in anywhere. I love social media. That's kind of my job now. You can find me on Instagram at Blue Beach Kim, TikTok at Spicy Kimchi Diva. I also want to say Black Lives Matter, trans women are women, protect the dolls, and free Palestine.
Thank you so much again for taking the time to talk to me about the challenge and your experiences and everything. You have been an incredible guest. And yeah, thank you so much.
Oh my God, thank you so much. Listen, I don't say yes to a lot of podcasts. I try not to because, girl, there's no way that I'm gonna let you make money off of my words, But when you reached out to me, that's why I was so quick with it. I like saw your email and I was like, I have to respond. Like, I'm such a huge fan of yours. I watch your videos all the time. Like, they're just so entertaining. So I love you so much. Thank you so much for having me. And I want to shout out Jamie. If Jamie's watching, you're my girl. I love New York City. I love you and I miss you. But thank you so much for having me. I really, really appreciate it.